Greg Waddell back here at the Houston Fieldhouse, the Rensselaer Houston Fieldhouse, Troy, New York, upstate New York, with the Red Hawks and the RPI Engineers just about 9 minutes or so away from the opening puck drop as they finish off this weekend series here. The Red Hawks in the midst of what is a 6-game road swing, as of course the road trip starting in very warm, sunny southwest Florida. We had temperatures in the mid to upper 80s for the entire stay that we were there for 5 days, and then made our way up here New Year's Eve and get greeted with smack your face cold with a wind chill down in the lower teens, and throwing a little insult to injury. How about a little snow today? Is it a little snowy outside? But I think a good chunk of the East Coast was going through some kind of tough weather, and you got also it goes back to back home in Oxford and around the surrounding areas in Cincinnati and the Dayton area, and I think some of that could even be in there tomorrow. We'll make our way back home tomorrow, as we'll be 2/3 of the way through this road trip. Again, the Florida Swing had games against Notre Dame, and then Cornell, the 3-2 overtime loss to Notre Dame, and then a 3-0 shutout win of Cornell. And last night, as we come back, those were Monday games. And then last night, getting the 3-2 win, very tough, hard-fought win for the Red Hawks. RPI very short-manned, as we mentioned in the open. They are down some very key players on their roster. They've got 4 captains suspended for violation of team roles, and Coach Seth Appert having to make that very, very tough decision to sit Luke Karate, Matt Neal, Curtis Leonard, and Mark McGowan. Those 4 players accounting for a couple of goals, 14 points overall. You throw in that the absence of Lou Nanne. Yes, that name very familiar. The son of the great Lou Nanne. He is a draft choice in the Minnesota Wild. He's got 7 points. He's 3rd on the team in points with 4 goals and 7 points, along with Mark Miller, a junior forward for RPI, and they are very thin at the forward position. In fact, so last night they skated 1 man short. They had 3 full lines of center, left, and right wingers, but like last night, tonight they'll go with a 4th line with just a couple people and cycle through when they need that line. Makes it very tough, but obviously didn't affect them a whole lot last night because they were able to come out very strong and give the Red Hawks all they could handle. The Red Hawks putting up 3 goals on RPI. That's pretty much what they're giving up a game, 3.14 goals a game, but their offense scoring just 1.62 goals a game, so they actually bettered that just a little bit. It'll be up to Jay Williams to try and stop that tonight, as the team has been outshot, RPI has, in a good chunk of their games, and the record shows it as well. And that's where the Red Hawks defense, out in front of Jay Williams, is going to have to come up big. Those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Miami Valley Gaming. As Miami Valley Gaming is easy to get to. It's just off of I-75 at exit 29. You must be 21. Gambling problems? Give a call. 800-589-9966 is the phone number. Rob Joyce is back at the Pepsi IMG Network studio. He'll have a quick look for our McCullough High Memorial Hospital scoreboard. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening face-off here from RPI in the Houston Fieldhouse. It's Greg Waddell with you here tonight. The Red Hawks and the Engineers set for action on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Okie dokie. 5:45 on the clock, Rob. Yeah, well, you see we got 3 minutes of spot, so you got, and last night they actually were just a tad bit long because they do the Canadian anthem here too. So, yeah. So you can probably go 2 minutes. What's going on in the NFL game? Ooh, really? The final, or? Oh, sounds like a good game. Oh man. That's backbreaking.
how we do this, Rob? Coming out of the break, why don't you keep it, do a legal ID, and hopefully that should kill the rest of the time. If just on the offside or the off chance. Yeah, I'm here. You hear me? You hear me? Hey, Rob. Hey, it was weird. I could hear you. Okay. Okay, we're still in the anthem here, so take it to a legal ID. You might have to tap dance for a second. It's about halfway through the anthem. We're good. All righty, Rob, thank you very much. And as Rob said, yep, they're set for action here tonight. The Red Hawks and RPI. Red Hawks looking for that first road non-conference sweep since 2007 right here at RPI. And they'll go with the starting lineup, pretty much the same as we've seen for a good chunk of the season. That top line featuring Austin Czarnik, the senior out of Washington, Michigan. He is number 3 in the conference in points, as he has 21 points 20 points on the season. All of those via the assist. Connor Limerand, he will get the start at left wing, the freshman out of Janesville, Wisconsin. And on the right wing, a junior out of Pittsburgh. It is Riley Barber, as he had a pair of goals in last night's game, 20 points overall. Louis Belpedio, the freshman out of Skokie, Illinois. He is back at one defensive spot, along with Matthew Cato, the junior out of Coda de Casa, California, in front of Jay Williams, who will be making start number 14 on the year, a record of 12-2 on the year, a goals against average of 1.66, as that is tops in the NCHC, number 3 in the country, and a .923 saves percentage, that coming in at number 5 in the NCHC. Back in goal again tonight for RPI, it'll be Jason Kasdorf. He's a junior out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. He'll be making start number 15 on the year, a record of 6-8 this year. But overall, he's got a 21-14-2 career record. So very, very able goaltender, as we are just underway from RPI. Red Hawks win the face-off wearing their road red here tonight, as they did last night. We'll move it left to right here in the opening period. RPI chips the puck back down into the Miami zone as the Red Hawks get back to play it. Barber has it on his stick. He'll skate it out, as he'll hit center, but then get upended right at center ice. Puck stolen back by RPI, and he'll turn it around, throw it up ice. As Victor Liljegren had it, tips off his stick, and he'll push it down into the zone. A quick line change does the Engineers as the Red Hawks come back through center. Austin Czarnik making a move near the blue line, and he'll cut to his right, then just dump deep into the corner, head to the bench for a change. As Michael Mooney out tonight. Mooney, Corrali, and Gasek. That number 2 line, Michael Mooney going tonight in place of Devin Lowe. Also, one other lineup change. Alex Weidman not dressed tonight. That to bring back Anthony Lewis. Alex Weidman got dinged up a little bit last night, so just to give him a day off tonight. And with the extra body of Anthony Lewis back, no Alex Weidman tonight for Miami. The Redhawks putting it on the forecheck. RPI coming through center, though. Then that puck lost out at center ice, and Mooney plays it back into the RPI zone. Another line change for Miami. Blake Coleman, Cody Murphy, and Anthony Lewis. Not wearing red, white, and blue, just red and white tonight, but pretty darn good. Good to have Louis back with the team. He's got the puck skating out of his own zone on the right side, getting some pressure, and he'll dump it back to Ben Politis, and Politis will then turn around and fire it up the wall left side, but that handcuffed Cody Murphy. He couldn't get a stick on it. Redhawks called for icing as we are just a little over a minute and a half into this game. Back to minute 38 into the opening period. Scoreless thus far. Redhawks and the Engineers of RPI. Faceoff will come to the left of Jay Williams. Take the draw is Blake Coleman for Miami. Conference and face-off percentage, and he makes a nice move. Comes down, sends it in on net. And a save made by Kasdorf as Coleman was able to get behind the defense to get a nice looking shot off. RPI will turn around and send the puck up ice to ease the pressure. And that play blown dead for icing. Blake Coleman won the face-off, pulled it back, and then he had it up ice and got a nice feed near the blue line and cut into that right side and was able to get a nifty little wrister in on net to Jason Kasdorf. Redhawks, well, they have 14 goals in the first period, now scoring their opponent 14-12 in that opening period. And hope to do so again tonight. They did so last night, picked up a goal in the early going as Barber got the goal. Barber has the puck and he'll send it just wide of the net, had his stick tipped, and puck goes behind the RPI net. RPI, by the way, wearing some special jerseys. If you happen to be watching this tonight on the video, the RPITV.org. Great video feed and for free as well. So if you're listening to this, and you can get to a computer as well and a little double bandwidth action. You'll watch the game on TV as that shot comes in on net by Kevin Morris, who has appointed 2 of his last 3. Actually 3 of his last 4 as the puck's back to the blue line, held in. Richard, he is there. He'll try to wrist one in. That one blocked out front. It comes right back out to Andrew Schmidt, who sent one in, and Kasdorf had to make a blocker save on that one. And Schmidt in the right place there, right between the circles, and just missed on that one as Kasdorf made a nice save. Talking about the RPI uniforms, special uniforms tonight for autism awareness. We'll tell you about that as we move through, but great colorful arms down the colors down the sleeves. It's not any kind of a Christmas jersey if you're thinking that or watching that out there, as the Redhawks are going to get called for icing this time. They're trying to flip a pass up ice. It just missed, and the face off back to the left of Jay Williams. But autism awareness jersey is going to be auctioned off after the game tonight by the RPI folks here. And the jersey's white and then trimmed out with colorful sleeves that are in the pieces of colorful puzzle pieces, just like the numbers are as well. So pretty slick looking jerseys as the Redhawks trying to get the puck out of the zone off the faceoff. Puck comes over to the boards on the left wing side. RPI in the offensive end. Just about 3.5 minutes into this game, a little over 3.5 minutes. Finally, the Redhawks break the puck free, escape behind their own net. Alex Kasich tried to play that one up the wall, hit the linesman. Comes down in neutral ice. Sean Corrali will pick it up. He'll throw it in, and that one took a weird bounce off the kick plate, but the goalie Kasdorf played it back into the corner. RPI has it. They'll skate out with it. Up ahead, coming through center is Jared Wilson. If he comes down the left side, he'll fire one towards the net, and that one went into the far corner, tipped out front, and Jay Williams getting a piece of that one to deflect it wide. First shot for RPI. Redhawks in transition back the other way, but Cody Murphy just a step off sides as that play is blown dead with 15:49 to go. Faceoff will be outside of the offensive end for Miami. Talking about the road trip for Miami. It's been a long one. When we get back home, well over 3,000 total miles we will have traveled from Dayton down to Fort Myers, Florida, then up to Albany, New York. The bus over, just a very short bus ride over here to Troy. And tomorrow morning, weather permitting, we'll be out of here, fly back to Columbus, and then bus back to Oxford from Columbus. And hope to be back
5 o'clock or so tomorrow, all weather permitting, as that's what you run into in January in these parts. RPI has the puck in the offensive end, but can't hold on to it. Redhawks, nice shot, clearing it out to center. Anthony Lewis, a nice feed ahead to Blake Coleman. Coleman over to the left side, shot in. Save made by Kasdorf. Murphy cut right across the circle down the middle and got a great feed from Coleman. And Kasdorf, another point-blank save. He's had to make 3 very tough saves here in the early going. Puck cleared off ice, but the Redhawks back into their own zone. They've got it. They'll send it through center, but that one intercepted and turned around. Jimmy DeVito. He had a goal last night for RPI. He'll send one wide as his stick got hit, and puck flutters over to the far wall, and Redhawks will tip it back behind their own net. Streaking over, Matthew Cato. He'll loft this one up ice as that one's knocked down out at neutral ice by Bradley Bell for RPI, and he'll retreat back into his own zone. Over to Chris Bradley, and Bradley, a junior defenseman, he's acting as the captain. The suspensions of those 4 team captains for RPI continue through tonight into its second game. Jeff Appert saying indefinitely suspending the players for violation of team rules. Redhawks play the puck up ice, but RPI again will play it. One of the Engineers sliding through center, trying to make a play on it, knocked it back into his own zone, but the Engineers do clear it out, but they push it up ice. The Redhawks take it right back. Ben Politis. He'll circle back, retreating into his own zone behind his own net. They'll throw it out to center. Schmidt gets it over to the blue line. Kevin Morrison gets tripped up as he had the puck knocked off his stick trying to get to it. He went down, but Andrew Schmidt is there to tip it into the zone. RPI back to play it. They look just clear, and they do so on the right side. Skating up ahead and out through center, it is Milos Bubala as he'll throw it into the Miami zone after crossing center. Louis Belpedio back to play it. He'll give it to Dornbrock, then get it right back, but Belpedio out to center. Tipped by Kevin Morris, and that one tipped from the wrong side of center, but right on net, so no icing. And RPI will have to clear it out of their zone. Back up ahead. At the blue line, Corrali strips it away, retreating into his own zone. He'll circle up quickly, start up the left side. Corrali with some speed, coming down the left side. He'll circle behind the RPI net now, throw on the brakes, go back to the left side, play it up to the blue line where Dornbrock will send one through the slot, just wide. And Redhawks keep it in the zone. It's back at the blue line as Kasich sending it in, and that one's saved again by Kasdorf. Cleared right behind the net by RPI, but the forechecking continuing by Miami. Cato comes down the right side. He'll throw it behind the net. Corrali is there. Corrali trying to make a play off the wall, and has the puck stolen away from behind by the Liberday. And the Liberday comes up through center, but then has the puck knocked off his stick. Redhawks will get a line change as RPI back deep into their own zone. They'll play the puck up ahead. Knocking it into the offensive end are the Engineers. They'll get a line change. And Redhawks again back to play it. Taylor Richard behind his own net for Miami. They'll look to start it out. They'll give it over to Blake Coleman, who makes a move out at center, but had the puck go too far off his stick and knocked back away by RPI. Fighting for it along the blue line at the Miami end of the ice was Cody Murphy, who gets a stick on it, knocks it to the RPI blue line, and the Engineers push it up the wall right side back into the Miami zone. Politis has it, circles his own net, plays it up the wall. That one gets by Anthony Lewis, and RPI sends it right back down into the Miami zone. We're under 12 minutes to go. Rapid moving first period. Only a couple whistles here in the early going as Redhawks play that one back out to center. Anthony Lewis trying to tie up his man, but the puck's cleared away to the left side. Coming in over the blue line to Vito. He dropped the puck off, but had it stolen away by Cody Murphy. Nice job trailing, and then Murphy hits Barber up ahead. Barber getting tied up, trying to break free. Comes down low, still trying to get free into the circle. He'll retreat back up top of the circle, trying to dish it off to the right, but that would tip back up ice as that was a great feed up ahead, but Barber just couldn't quite break free as RPI was back playing the pass, and now Riley Barber trying to make a play on the puck as RPI drops it back into their own zone. 11:15 to go in the opening period, scoreless. Coming through center as RPI. Matthew Cato getting a glove on that one, knocks it down. Goes down into the far corner on the right side as Belpedio and Cato trying to play that one. Slides around the wall into the near side and on the half boards. Barber chopping at it, but that one deflected. It goes right back behind the Miami net, so the Redhawks trying the far wall. It'll be Connor Limerand using his big size, pushing that one down the wall. Icing is waved off. Line change for Miami as the up and down action continues here from the Houston Field House. Back up through center. Coming up to the blue line, but in offsides is the Engineers, and we'll take a timeout with 10:39 to go No score from RPI on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Hey, Rob, we do not have immediate timeout, so we're going to have to work them in as best we can. And if I only get 2 in, what we'll do at the end of the intermission, or at the end of the period, I'll take a break and then come back and do a quick recap there, and then send it to, and that'll take care of the third period, break of the period, and then we'll be back on schedule. Okay, that sounds good. No, good. Sides by Miami. Back here at the Houston Fieldhouse, Greg Waddell with you as the Red Hawks RPI scoreless. Halfway point of this first period. Hawks deep in their own zone, trying to play it out. It's held in, and a slap shot from the blue line by Bradley on net. And Williams got a stick on that one to knock it out of play. 9:57 to go. And just the second shot on net for RPI. The Red Hawks on the season, they're number 1 in shots on goal in the NCHC, as they are averaging just under 35 shots a game. But the Hawks have had less than 30 shots on goal this 3 games so far in this road trip. They've been able to get over that 30 shot threshold. The puck cleared out momentarily by Miami. RPI tipped it right back in, but the Hawks do knock it back out to the blue line. Michael Mooney spinning and pushing it into deep, but to wait for Gates to get back on side, so RPI able to play it, and they'll start up ahead as they'll come up ahead as Mooney and Gasek collide into each other as the puck's brought in by Kenny Gillespie. He's working on what is that 4th line that has 2 players listed on the line chart, so they'll cycle around some players to complete that 4th line to give those other 3 lines a breather. With no TV timeouts here at RPI, it does make it a little bit more of a necessity to roll 4 lines. Puck is neutralized. RPI will play it right back in. Puck up the far side as Cody Murphy had to use his body to shield the puck away and then throw it back behind his own net. That gets it right back as he's working over on the left side. Actually, that's Matthew Cato. He'll fling it up ahead. He gets it to Coleman, trying to get it over to Lewis, but that pass just intercepted by Jacob LaLiberte. And Red Hawks then take it right back. Lewis cutting down the middle, trying to get the feed from Coleman again, but that pass again just tipped. This time comes all the way back out of the zone. Red Hawks back at their own blue line. They'll start it right back up. Pass up ahead. Coleman has it. He gets pressured on the half wall right side. He'll dump it down into the corner with Lewis going down to make a play. Nice move out of the corner. Lewis goes behind the net. Right out front. Murphy shoots it, scores. Great play by Lewis behind the net. Welcome back, Anthony Lewis. And Cody Murphy says thank you very much with his 7th goal of the season. And the Red Hawks draw first blood here tonight to take a 1-0 lead. Great play behind the net by Lewis to sidestep a check in the corner, and it was able to sit it right out front. Murphy right on the doorstep, right in this perfect spot, is able to blast that one by Jason Kasdorf, and the Red Hawks take the 1-0 lead. Lewis will get 1 assist. I believe Blake Coleman will get the other. As the Red Hawks got the first blood, now turn it over behind their own net. Shot in on Jay Williams, who has to make a point-blank save on that one. As that shot taken by Riley Bourbonnais. And that one a bad turnover by the Red Hawks from behind their own net. RPI now putting on a little pressure as they'll go behind the Miami cage. They'll skate it over to the far corner, cycling around, back up the right side. That centering feed broken up by Zarnik out front. And the Red Hawks will throw it back behind their own net. They'll clear it out to center as Barber gets it over to Limerand, who cuts off to his left over the blue line. Limerand's shot reflects off the pad of Kasdorf into the near corner. Back to play Chris Bradley up the wall, and Politis comes down to play for Miami. Keeps it in his zone. Limerand has it, throws it right back as wanted to hit Barber in a slot, got by him, and also Joyo at the blue line. That one comes all the way back into the Miami zone. Red Hawks will get back to play it. We're down to 7:20 to go here in the opening period. A goal by Cody Murphy, his 7th of the year, giving the Red Hawks a 1-0 lead. And
Boy, how about Cody Murphy through December, now here in early January? All 7 of his goals have come since the turn of the calendar into December and now into January. He has had quite the nice run at their own blue line in his RPI, pushing it out to center, tipped around, and finally controlled by RPI as Victor Liljegren from the blue line sends it off to the left side, and Fulton's shot finds Williams, who deflects it into the corner. Another play out to the circle, and a quick wrister in on net as Milos Bubala wristed that one in, but Jay Williams out to meet that one and hold on to it. 6:47 to go. Faceoff stays inside the Miami zone. 1-0 Redhawks lead. Redhawk fans, a reminder, don't forget social media, a great way to stay connected all year long. If you're a fan of Facebook, check out the Redhawks Facebook page presented by Kona Bistro. For your Twitter handlers, check out the Miami Hockey Twitter feed at MiamiOH_hockey, and presented by Richmond Baking. The puck goes up into the Miami bench off a faceoff, and we'll have another faceoff, this time in neutral ice with 6:40 to go here from the Houston Fieldhouse. Taking the faceoff will be Sean Corrali. He's got Michael Mooney and Alex Kasich on the line. Puck pulled back, Redhawks have it. Their faceoff win for the Redhawks. They dominated last night, 38-18 on the shots advantage. But this time the Redhawks throw the puck up the wall, and Alex Kasich can't quite catch up to it. Icing is the call against Miami. We'll take a quick timeout. 1-0 Redhawks lead on the Miami IMG Sports Network. It's right around there. I'm not going to get that technical. It's all right around there. Man, I knew as soon as I said it, it was the last weekend. Don't fade the music down because they played. Just under 6 minutes to go. Redhawks out in front, 1-0. Delayed penalty now coming up against Miami as Ben Politis working along the wall with Zach Schrader. And we're going to have a roughing call or boarding call going against Miami, and it'll be Politis heading to the penalty box. Going to give RPI a chance to go on the power play. First penalty of the game. Redhawks with a Cody Murphy goal, lead it by a 1-0 count. You see the Engineers on the power play. Their power play 7th best in the ECAC, number 41 in the country, just under 14%. And the puck centered up out in front of Jay Williams and slides in. He will make the save on that one. Play blown dead. 6 seconds into the penalty to Politis. It is boarding. Miami's penalty kill, by the way, 4th best in the NCHC, number 26 in the country, operating at 84.3 success. 75 kills on 89 chances for the opponent. And Redhawks find a loose puck and find a lane as well to clear it up ice. As Austin Czarnik putting on some pressure. Chris Bradley back behind his own net to play it. Czarnik, now Barber in a turnover. Barber has it. Has shot though, blocked by Bradley. Those two are so dangerous on the penalty kill forecheck. Now up comes RPI over the blue line, but Czarnik back quickly, as is Barber out in front of that shot as it comes in on net, save made, rebound loose, and cleared away out in front of Jay Williams. Maybe a second shot into Williams, and finally cleared away, but kept in at the blue line. The net pass gets back to the blue line by Chris Bradley. Quick line change partially as Czarnik skates off, and Sean Corrali on now on the penalty kill. 1:05 to go on the penalty to Politis. RPI back near their own blue line as Barber's still out there for Miami. As he's kind of on the far side of the ice. The benches kind of like they are at a lot of East Coast rinks on opposite sides of each other. So Barber right now on the near side, the bench on the far side. RPI keeping the puck alive, shot in, and Williams makes the save, and that one deflects over to the near wall. There's no one there to push it in as it carried over to take it to Liberté. Back to the blue line. Moving it around as Melanson will play it down into the corner. Corrali trying to skate in, tipped and sliding over to the far corner. But keeping it alive, the Engineers cycling around with 20 seconds to go on the power play for the Engineers. Coming up the half wall, then play back to the blue line, but that went over the stick, a saucer pass, and getting by Michael Prapavesis, the defenseman, and that one comes all the way back up ice. And now with just 5 seconds to go, Redhawks putting on a little bit of pressure again as ready to step out onto the ice is Ben Politis, and back to full strength are the Redhawks as that shot gets in on Williams, makes another save, cleared away, but at the blue line held in. Kept in by RPI, and on the left side, Travis Fulton sends a shot. That one tipped. It sails over the glass, out of play. And with 3:39 to go, we'll have a face-off coming to the right of Jay Williams. The Redhawks go 1 for 1 on the penalty kill thus far, but making some pretty big saves. Jay Williams, in fact, the Redhawks getting outshot 11-8 with 3:39 to go. Face-off pulled back into the corner. RPI trying to hold the zone, but the Redhawks trying to push it up the wall. It's tied up at the left wing half boards. Blake Coleman, Matt Cato's there. Cato plays it behind the net for Belpedio. Redhawks try their luck on the far side as it's cleared out the center. Murphy had it, trying to get it to Lewis, tipped right back to Murphy, who will throw it into the near corner on the right side. He'll try to chase it down, but as it's steered away, and it's getting it right back out of Schrader for RPI. He'll flip it ahead, but take it back by Belpedio with the Redhawks. We spin it over to the far side, left side. That'll be Murphy putting it over the blue line. He's the goal scorer for Miami. His shot blocked from long range. In transition, it'll be RPI back the other direction now. DeVito down the right side, trying to throw on the brakes, and he gets knocked to the ice as he tried to spin around, but the loose puck picked up and fired just wide off the wall as coming off the boards to get that shot with Riley Barbanet. But Karam's back and out of the zone, right along the wall near side. The Redhawks will get control of it, treat it back into their own zone as Belpedio trying to push it up ahead as Justin Greenberg trying to skate by him, and they kind of wait for him to clear, and that pass taken back instead by RPI as they'll off it back to center ice as Richard slowed it down, but still enough to get it back into the Miami zone. As Dorbrock plays it behind his own net for Miami. 2:15 to go here, and that puck's sent up ahead. It's sliding down on net, and having to cover up is Jason Kasdorf as Austin Zarnik skating down the middle, and Kasdorf will cover it up, so the Redhawks get an offensive zone faceoff with 2:09 to go and leading it by a 1-0 count on a Cody Murphy goal with assist by Anthony Lewis and Blake Coleman. Yep, Lewis back with the team, joining us late. Nick Petraglia drove to Montreal, which, believe it or not, is only about 3 hours from where we're at here in upstate New York, and picked up Anthony Lewis late yesterday afternoon, early evening, and brought him back, and he was rejoining the team for practice today, and already paying dividends as he has an assist tonight in a tight 1-0 game. Redhawks through center. Dorbrock gets the feed from Zarnik over the left side. Dorbrock, or rather, Lemerand drops it off, gives it to Zarnik, who sent one in, and that one hit the side of the net. Zarnik picks up his own rebound, goes behind the net, makes a move, circles around, comes up top. Zarnik has it right through the slot, dished it off as Zarnik got tied up, and nice feed by Zarnik as he controlled that puck for a long time, but Zarnik just had his pass deflected away, or the stick held up a Barber, trying to dish it off now. Up comes RPI with a minute 15 to go, and shot went way wide into the far corner from Jake Wood. Wood tries to chase it down, but he's tied up. Redhawks have it, and then getting tripped up is Sean Corrali with no call. And the play continues onward, stays inside the offensive end for RPI. Coming down the left side. Engineers wait and play it back to the blue line, under a minute to go. Long range shot in. Williams makes the save and gets down to cover it up as he had traffic right at the doorstep. But he was able to stand, well, be tall there, and not much tall, but strong in the crease as that puck was down on the ice, and after he made the initial save, got down to cover it up and didn't budge as Whistle blows the play dead. Face off to his left with 49.5 seconds to go. RPI winning the face-off, but can't get a shot off the draw. And Riley Bourbonnais has to chase it back out the center as he lost the handle. And RPI regroups near their own blue line. Certainly not playing like a team short-handed in the sense of 4 players suspended and a couple more injured. As the Red Hawks now through center to the blue line. Murphy on the right side to Anthony Lewis. Puck tied up right corner boards with 20 seconds to go. And pushing it back up is Riley Bourbonnais. And back out the center ice, picked up by the Red Hawks is Belpedio over to Cato. Cato flips the pass up ahead. Coleman trying to split the defense, but had it poked away, then knocked back up to the Liberté. And it is brought in over the blue line by Zach Schrader along the blue line. He is tied up, and a penalty coming up now with 2.3 seconds to go as Lemerand tied up with Zach Schrader. And they're going to call a penalty on the Red Hawks, Connor Lemerand. ECAC officials Scott Wheeler and Peter Fiola, they're going to call roughing on the big Red Hawk, Connor Lemerand, at 6'6". Played a little hockey against 5'9" Zach Schrader, and it's called for a penalty. So, with 2.3 seconds to go, Red Hawks will be short-handed as the first period about to sire a shot right off the faceoff, just went wide of Jay Williams as the horn sounds. The Red Hawks will be short-handed for 1:58 coming into the second period. But they head to the locker room, do the Red Hawks, leading it by a score of 1-0. We'll come back and recap for you. We'll also get you ready for our first intermission report when we return to Troy, New York and RPI. Red Hawks out in front after 1-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Okay, so do what we just, yep. Well, and I'll do just a real quick recap. And then we'll head on into the normal break where we should be. It's so hard to try and squeeze these in. If I get an icy call, it's probably when I'll do it. Oh, no, okay. That's probably when I'll try to slide or get it in. That one time when you had to reconnect with me, it's weird. I don't know what's happened because I could still hear you. And for whatever reason, it's on your end seems to be losing my audio. And I don't know what it is. So if you don't hear me but still see we're connected, and if it's at a spot where we can reconnect, I guess that's probably the best thing to do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. Back here at RPI, we hit the first intermission break. Red Hawks outshot by a 12-9 margin, but a Cody Murphy goal with assist to Anthony Lewis and Blake Coleman. And the Red Hawks out in front by a score of 1-0. As the Red Hawks, though, again outshot, and that's something that we've seen a little bit and not used to a whole heck of a lot have. The Red Hawks getting outshot in a game, certainly in a game, it hasn't happened very often, but in a period haven't been outshot very many times as well. In fact, the Red Hawks, for the most part, outshooting their opponents in the majority of the games. In fact, 16 of the 19 games, the Red Hawks have outshot their opponents, but at least through one here tonight. RPI has the 12-9 shots advantage, but the big board, it's all that matters. Red Hawks lead it by a score of 1-0. We'll get you into our first intermission report. That is our Fanatics.com intermission report. As we'll hear from the head coach Rico Blasi. Our Richmond Baking key ingredients of the game are brought to you by Richmond Baking, the oldest family-owned cookie and cracker bakery in the U.S. That's coming up next. Coach Rico Blasi is the Red Hawks leading RPI 1-0. We'll take a timeout on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Okay, we got 13:30. Ooh, uh-oh. I hear it. You might want to redial now. I hear it sounded kind of funny. You hear that? Yeah, just go ahead and redial.
sounds good.
Well, yeah, it was doing the same thing, that helicopter, kind of that stuttering or whatever it is. Yep, exactly. That's easier to do that way.
4:30 on the clock mark. Great job.
Just underway here to start period at number 2. Redhawks moving it right to left in period at number 2. Glad to have you with us here by the IMG Sports Network. Along the wall, puck slides towards the Redhawk net. Front of the Redhawks cleared away. It'll be Zarnik and Barber starting up. Redhawks short-handed here to start the second period. They had a minute 58 to kill off as Connor Lemerand got called for roughing in the very waning seconds of the period. And then from center ice, Sean Corrali steals one away, and he'll throw it back on net as Jason Kasdorf will steer that one aside. So the Redhawks short-handed after getting outshot 12-9. They're outshot 9-1 after they scored their goal. The Cody Murphy goal, not the only goal. Pass right out front, save made by Jay Williams. Another shot behind the plate, Milos Bubala. His shot, though, tipped, went over the cage and off the end wall. RPI keeps it alive along the blue line. Bubala has it. Trying to give it off to the defenseman as Corrali trying to break it up. Pass down the wall on the far side. Taken by Gasek, who gets rammed into the wall. And a penalty coming up now on RPI as a boarding penalty against the Engineers will bring it into the power play. And the Redhawks now on the back end of that will have a chance to go on a man advantage as well. But we'll skate first off 4-on-4 as the penalty still had another full minute plus or so. Heading off will be Riley Bourbonnais for the Engineers. So again, we'll skate 4-on-4 now. I think we have 42. Well, let's see, we'll have to wait and see how much time remains. They got 42 up on the clock. We'll have to get that squared away first. As the referee's looking up at the clock, wanting to make sure. 42 seconds will remain on the penalty to Lemerand. So then, oh, that's right or not. Let's see, it should take us down to 17:58, so that'd be just about right. So they do correct with 35 seconds to go, and then it'll be a abbreviated power play for Miami. Redhawks lead at 1-0 with the puck in their own zone is RPI. They look to start out. They bring it up through center, then quickly pass over the blue line. Nice move inside, and a shot over the net by Jake Wood just off the shoulder of Jay Williams, and that one tips up over the glass and goes out of play. But a really nice move by the sophomore for RPI, Jake Wood, who cut it down the middle and quickly inside. And so the quick shot trying to go up high on Jay Williams, but he got just a piece of it to deflect it out of play. 20 seconds remains on the 4-on-4, and then again a brief power play for Miami. Actually have a little over a minute or so of man advantage. Faceoff pulled all the way out of the zone. A foot race up ice, and RPI slaps it back into the Miami zone and dumps it deep into the corner. Chris Joyaux back to play it for Miami. Joyaux waiting, he'll sit in the cross ice. He hits Anthony Lewis as Lewis comes up ice, trying to get around one man, has the puck though stripped off his stick by Hampton. Picked right back up by the Redhawks as now a power play for the Redhawks as Connor Lemerand out onto the ice over to Corrali. Corrali cutting across the middle, but has the puck go off his stick and down into the corner. Back up the wall, Zarnik trying to hold it in. It's cleared back to center. Power play line right now has Zarnik, Barber, Kevin Morris as they switch things up. Blake Coleman and Belpedio, that's the normal power play line as the puck rolls out of the zone and back to center. 50 seconds to go on the Miami man advantage now. Redhawks 2 for 2, by the way, on the penalty kill. Pass down low. Zarnik taps it right back out in front as that one was deflected to him. And as he put it out in front, the Engineers clear it up ice. Jay Williams' stick handles behind his own net as the Redhawks clear it. The pass gets by Zarnik. Morrison pushes it up ahead to Zarnik. Zarnik off the wall as Blake Coleman cuts across. Tipped off his stick, but Belpedio has it. He'll cut down the left side. He'll go behind the net. Belpedio goes over to the right wing corner. Gives it to Barber behind the net. Barber working along the goal line now, coming back to the left side, feeds it back to the high slot. Starting a shot in, save made as the high point shot there or the center point shot from Zarnik found its way through to Kasdorf, who made the stick save. Power play winding down. Puck held in on a clearing shot by the Engineers. Then it does come back to center out of the penalty box. Bourbonnais has it. He'll skate now up ahead. Bourbonnais with two defensemen back for Miami, and it's Dornbrock tipping the puck off of Bourbonnais' stick. Dornbrock then clears it off the glass back to center. So for the first time here in the second period, we're at 5-on-5 hockey. RPI over the blue line. Nice move again near the blue line, and a centering feed broken up. Bradley Bell made a nice move, and his centering feed knocked back out to center. RPI again going out to play that pass behind. Engineer skated near the blue line and went to the far side as he clears it out to center. Finally picked up by Miami. Gasick has it along the blue line to Mooney. Mooney goes wide, has his shot blocked, comes right back to him. As then Gasick picks it up. Gasick cutting through center, makes a nice move down low, and then gets held up with another penalty coming up now on RPI. As Gasick got the initial shot off, he was held up. Actually, I'm not sure if he really got the shot off, but the puck found its way in on net to Kasdorf as Gasick was getting held up, and that getting the penalty called, and Gasick has helped draw both penalties against RPI, so very brief amount of time, even strength, and now Miami back will get their first full power play. As to the penalty box, it'll be taken to Liberté. He'll get the hooking call. Zarnik, a center point shot, save made. Barber, his second chance into circle, is blocked, and the rebound is cleared all the way back up ice. Zarnik's had two great looks from the center point working on the power play. This time Zarnik will feed it up ahead, hits Blake Coleman. Coleman then gives it over to Kevin Morris, cutting down the left side over the blue line. It's taken into the boards, spins it into the corner, but puck pulled back to the blue line where Zarnik holds it in. He'll beat it down low, goes wide into the corner, comes right back to the blue line. Zarnik has it, shot in with Coleman on a screen. Stick save again by Kasdorf. And then Barber near the blue line, trying to feed it across. Had that one tipped, comes out of the zone. Redhawks will have to come back out to center ice. A pass up ahead, taken by RPI again at the blue line and sent back up ice. And Redhawks will change up their power play line with minute 5 to go on the man advantage. 1-0 as we're just under 15 minutes to go here in the second period. Miami with the lead. Matthew Cato crossing center. He'll wrist it around the right wing wall. Comes over to the left side. Coleman plays it back to Dornbrock, but his pass along the blue line comes out of the zone, so the Redhawks regroup in neutral ice. As they vacate the zone, they come right back in. Murphy across ice to Anthony Lewis. Lewis leaves it in the corner for Corrali, trying to play it back up the wall. That one intercepted, and now starting up shorthanded is RPI, as getting through and sitting it down in the corner is Melanson, and he gets ridden into the boards hard, and the puck taken right back by Miami. He'll break out now, cross ice feed left side to Lewis. Lewis slowed down, still with the puck though. Gives it over to Murphy down low. Murphy ran out of real estate, spins it back up top of the circle left side into the high slot. Lewis sends it in, save made, another quick shot, and second save made at Corrali's third chance out. It goes behind the net. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Puck loose off the wall and sent up ice by RPI. And well, the Redhawks have had some great looks on these two back-to-back power plays, but penalty is over, and back to full strength is RPI, and get back to 5-on-5 hockey. Just under 14 minutes to go. Redhawks out in front 1-0. Puck back up the wall as Redhawks holding the puck in at the blue line. Chris Joyaux along the wall. Kevin Morris. Morris getting a stick on it. He'll push it down the wall. Around it goes to the far side. Justin Greenberg trying to make a play on it for Miami. Puck tipped off his stick. Goes behind the net. Sent back around the wall to the near side. RPI will clear it. This one will go down the length of the ice, and it'll be an icing call against RPI. We'll take a quick timeout. 1-0 Miami leads on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Okay. Yep. Just under 13 minutes to go. Redhawks had the puck coming down low. Zarnik and Barber, but Barber's shot blocked, cleared out to center, right back in over the blue line. Barber has it over to Zarnik. Down low, Zarnik shoots and scores! Zarnik, his first goal of the year as he finally breaks that drought. 21 assists on this season, but it takes until January the 3rd in this senior season for Zarnik to get his first of the year as the Redhawks take a 2-0 lead. And Austin Zarnik, a long time between those goals, but finally gets that monkey off the back. He's been so productive nonetheless with 21 assists. That is best in the nation. And he's among the top scorers in the country, but just had not put it into the back of the net. His last goal as the Redhawks come right back down, they score again. Holy cow, the Redhawks quick back-to-back goals as they are piling it on here really quick. Cody Murphy got a feed as the Redhawks off the faceoff come right back down and make it a 3-0 game. We're just looking up the numbers for Zarnik and why you do that. The Redhawks, well, they waste no time at all and come right back down and bury it again to make it a 3-0 game. Back-to-back goals. Hadn't even announced Zarnik's goal. And Cody Murphy will get his second of the night to make it a 3-0 game for Zarnik. His last goal came against North Dakota back in the NCHC tournament. So you got to go all the way back to March. Redhawks wanting some more. Murphy over the blue line again to his second multi-goal game for Cody Murphy. And now a penalty behind the play. We're going to see an interference call against RPI. And all of a sudden, the Redhawks here in the second period are starting to really make things happen with two quick goals by Zarnik and then Murphy. For Cody Murphy, it is his second multi-goal game. And for Austin Zarnik, boy, again, a guy that has done so very much, the team captain for the Redhawks, except put it into the net. Certainly not for a lack of trying. 18 other players had scored on the Redhawks team before Zarnik until now. And then you get back-to-back goals and moments away. And now the Redhawks a chance to really open this one up, leading it already by a 3-0 count as Murphy gets the goal. Redhawks coming right back down, and Blake Coleman down the middle. We're into the power play. Just sends it wide. He gets his own rebound. He'll follow it up, tried to put it in the high slot to Barber, but that one deflected. Ricochets back up ice. Power play with 1:25 to go for Miami. And down the right side, Riley Barber, he gets up into it along the wall. Puck slides down into the corner. Morris chasing for Miami. Then Blake Coleman goes down hard behind the net. Got his feet tangled up on the ice, but the Redhawks keep the puck alive as Belpedio wristing one. That one hit the shelf, went straight up into the air off the boards. Goes into the far corner. Redhawks keep it alive. Trying to work it right back out in front. Coleman brings it in on net. Kasdorf makes the save, and this time the rebound cleared away. 55 to go in the power play for Miami as they lead it by a 3-0 count. And working on the power play, this is their third power play of the period. Lewis takes the feed now as the Redhawks power play with Lewis, Corrali, Murphy up front. Dornbrock and Cato back. Lewis behind the net, centers it right out front. Murphy there, but didn't get the pass. It went just by him. And then a diving effort by Dornbrock trying to hold it in, but it just slid over the blue line, so the Redhawks get back on side with 25 to go in the power play. They'll send the puck deep, but it's cleared right back out by RPI. Dornbrock patrolling neutral ice, gloves it down, and they'll start it back up ahead. Up the left side, Dornbrock. He'll go down into the corner. Wanted to center it out front. Lewis picks it off the side of the net, however, for Miami. Lewis working behind the net. Anthony Lewis and feeds it back to the right point. Dornbrock starts to wind, then has his shot blocked. 5 seconds to go. Dornbrock at the blue line now has it. He'll send one in. Save made. Murphy looking for the rebound and going for his second hat trick of the season. Couldn't quite get that one in, and the puck cleared back as the penalty is over, and we're just past the halfway mark here of this game. 3-0 Miami leading it. Neutral zone play as we're back to 5-on-5. Haven't seen that a lot here in the second period. Puck pushed up the wall, but not out of the zone by Miami, but they do clear it out now. Cody Murphy has it, but then stripped from behind. And a big collision along the wall. Anthony Lewis, he collides with Jake Wood, but the Redhawks send the puck down deep as Andrew Schmidt now out on the ice, providing some pressure. Puck cleared out to center. Haven't seen this line out there, mainly because it's been specialty team for the most part here in the second period. Red Hawks deep in their own zone, cleared up the wall, back to center. Picked up off the wall, right side by Greenberg coming down the right side. He gets shouldered off the play. Morrison picks it up, sends it in. Schmidt trying to create the screen, blocked the shot, and it goes into the corner. Greenberg out of the corner. Has the puck, then gives it over to Schmidt, back up the wall, then Greenberg along the wall sends it in on net. And Kasdorp will make the save and hang on to it. While we get a chance, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Miami IMG Sports Network. 3-0 the Red Hawks lead as we're just past the midway point of this game. Red Hawks here at RPI. This is the second leg of what is a 3-state road trip for the Red Hawks. We'll actually take this is considered a 4-state if we go back home for a few days, back to Ohio. Then we'll head to Minnesota later on next week. Red Hawks working along the wall. Florida, New York. Go home to Ohio for a few days, but back on the road to Minnesota. We'll be at St. Cloud next week. Up ice comes RPI, but that play comes in offsides, blowing it dead. We'll be at St. Cloud next Friday and Saturday nights as the games on Friday nights, well, actually 2 times. Friday night will be at 8:37 Eastern time face-off. Saturday, 8:07. We'll be on the air from the Herb Brooks Center. Louis Belpedio, I'm sure, will have a little bit more appreciation for that. Or not Louis Belpedio. Well, he will too, along with Anthony Lewis. The puck's sent up ice by Miami, and Riley Barber tried to time that one off, but gets called for offsides as he just tried to time that one out. They're going to bring the faceoff all the way back into the Miami zone. Let's take a timeout. 3-0 Miami leads here at RPI and the Miami IMG Sports Network. Well, as we come back to action, the puck sliding around right in the paint in front of Jay Williams. No one really got a good piece of it, and Jay Williams through the traffic reaches down and makes the save with 7:45 to go. Red Hawks leading at 3-0, 1-0 after one on a Cody Murphy goal, and then 2 goals 7 seconds apart for Miami. Zarnik gets his first from Barber and Dornbrock at 7:27, and the second goal by Miami was at 7:34. 7 seconds later, Cody Murphy, his second of the game. And the same scoring duo of Blake Coleman and Anthony Lewis getting the primary assist. So Anthony Lewis certainly making his impact known tonight. Good to have him back. And we would like to see Team USA maybe gain gold, but not to be. So the Red Hawks at least able to take advantage of that. Neutral zone play, just over 7 minutes to go. Pass brought into the zone by RPI, but cleared right back out. As Ben Politis sent it out, but not before taking a big check as well. RPI trying to play it back in, but that one goes in deep, and RPI getting a line change, so the Red Hawks able to skate out with it. Justin Greenberg trying to flip that one ahead to Kevin Morris. Gets by him, but Morris gets it off the inboards and gets a shot in on Kasdorp. Great hustle by Kevin Morris as he beat what would have been an icing call because he beat the rush up ice, and the pass came right back to him off the inboards, and he sent it in on net, and Kasdorp had to make the save. After getting outshot 12-9 in the first period, Miami now outshooting RPI by a 22-14 margin. So you got 13 shots by Miami here in the second period and just 2 by RPI. The Redhawks have been absolutely smothering. And they're continuing it. A clearing feed held in down the wall on the right side behind the net. It's taken by Cato. Cato then throws it up the wall left side to Belpedio. He sends it diagonal into the far corner. Schmidt and Morris working for Miami. In the right corner boards. 6:30 to go here in the period. Back up the wall. Cato has it. Sends a big shot in as he takes a swing and a big blast. That one went just wide off the end wall. Belpedio comes down, tried to come off that end boards and cut back in front of the net, but had it broken off his stick, cleared back to center by RPI. Comes in over the blue line down the right side as Michael Krapavesis goes behind the net. Krapavesis, good-looking freshman defenseman for RPI. Had a pretty solid night last night. Redhawks are sending the puck back up ice, getting a line change in the process. No icing, but a quick pass right back up the blue line across the crease, or the slot rather, and that shot went just wide as Barbineau came down near the crease. And in transition, back come the Redhawks. Zarnik dished it off right side, but a little bit long for Barber. He'll catch up to it down the corner on the right side. They get taken into the wall, and Bourbonnais has it for RPI, and will clear it right back up ice. He'll send it up ahead, but icing waved off as Jay Williams wanted to make a play on it out of the corner, but instead Melanson gets to it first, but can't get a shot off. He was into the corner, and the Redhawks strip it away. Zarnik ahead to Barber on the right side. Dropped off for Richard, who got tied up. And now transition, back the other way we come. Boken, or make that Bourbonnais, but stripped away nicely as Dornbrock took it right off the stick of Riley Bourbonnais, but can't clear it out of the zone. RPI holds it in as we're down to just over 5 minutes to go here in period number 2. 3-0, Miami leads it. He'll send the puck through center to the Redhawks, starting right in front of his own bench. He'll head onto the bench for a change after he taps it ahead to Gasick, fresh off the bench. That would sit down into the corner, but back to play it are the Engineers. They'll work it up the wall and back out the center. Here to the Miami blue line. Pushing through is Kenny Gillespie. As makes a nice move along the end wall, trying to get away from Chris Joyaux. The puck down into the corner. Joyaux and Gillespie working, and it's Joyaux that'll play it off the boards and back towards the net. The Redhawks clear it away. Michael Mooney now trying to hustle up ice. Mooney slaps it as he was coming down the right side. He had Corrali busting down the left side, and Corrali caught up to it but took it deep. Redhawks keep the forecheck pressure on and trying to hold the zone, but pushed back out the center by the Engineers. Down the center will be Gillespie. Cross center, pushing it into the Miami zone. Line change for both squads with 4:05 to go here in period number 2. Belpedio gets the feed out of his own zone for Politis. Working his way through, it is Belpedio, and he'll lift the puck into the left corner. Lewis trying to chase it down for Miami, but played back away from him over to the far side by RPI, and tipped out to center. Blake Coleman working right along the blue line. Tried to do a little juggling act with the puck as Murphy was trying to get out of the zone, but inadvertently brought it in offsides. Play blown dead with 3:50 to go. Glad to be here at the Houston Fieldhouse tonight. Absolutely wonderful old school building. 1949, the doors opened on this gem of a building. Of course, I may be a little biased, working full-time back home at Cincinnati Gardens, also opened in 1949, so a little bias there for me. Same wooden chairs, but a great facility here. And I've actually done some renovations. We were here a few years ago, and the press box set up a little bit different. My broadcast vantage point years ago, in fact, it was until this past season, was out over a catwalk above the ice, but they changed that. Riley, making a save, Jay Williams, the play sent in on net by RPI, and Jay Williams had to make a couple of big-time saves there, as coming down that right side was Milos Bubala. He got a shot in that got up high on Jay Williams, handcuffed him just a bit, fell right in front of him, and the scramble for the rebound in front of him, and Williams again, like a brick wall there in front of the Miami bench, keeps it out of the cage, as he's now seen 17 shots come his way, 22 taken by Miami. Jay Williams stretching just a little bit after that little flurry of action in front of his own net. RPI wins the faceoff. Basically, I thought, though, about the press box here in just a moment. Deep in the Miami zone as Redhawks. Austin Zarnik has it along the wall. He'll push it up on the left side to Riley Barber. He'll skate it out through center into the blue line. Barber tied up, but down the left side, Politis hustles over from his defensive spot, making a play behind the net on the puck over to the far side. Joyaux comes down the right side. Both Miami defensemen down deep. Joyaux behind the net, Politis right in the slot. Joyaux carries it to the left corner. Back to Zarnik at the blue line. Cuts inside, but it gets his pocket picked cleanly. Joyaux coming back up, plays it off the wall and keeps it in the zone. And plays it deep behind the net. Redhawks will get a line change with just over 2.5 to go. Cleared out of the zone by the Engineers and down to center ice. Belpedio picking it up as it slides down into the corner. He'll circle his own net. Belpedio getting pressure from Travis Fulton. Works it over to the right side and has it taken away. Over the blue line comes RPI now. Down the left side, that shot in, hits Williams up high. The rebound Karam's out in front of him. He makes another save. Puck back to the blue line. Set down low and cycling the puck around back up top again on the right side as Kevin Morris gets in the way of the Phil Hampton shot. Deflects it and it clears it. Back to center ice. Nice job by Kevin Morris. Just under 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. Morrison, nice job at the other end, steals it away in the slot. Andrew Schmidt has his shot blocked into the corner. Greenberg plays it behind the net as it comes over to the left side. Cato pitching down the wall. He'll go into the left corner. Matthew Cato, the defenseman, behind the net now as making a play on the puck. He'll play it back up the wall. Morris fakes a shot, keeps it along the perimeter. Over to the right side it goes. Michael Mooney over there. Braces himself, shields it, then works the puck back behind the RPI net with 90 seconds to go. 85 seconds now remaining in the period. Redhawks steal it away in the corner. Mooney sends it off the post. The rebound, it just went wide as Michael Mooney just missed his second career goal. He hit that on the inside of the post, backhanded, and it stayed out as it came right back out. 1:05 to go in the period, and the puck goes over the bench, and Michael Mooney in front of the Miami bench jams his stick into the ice, a little bit frustrated, but he had a great opportunity. Really tough, though, as he got a nice looking backhander in, and see the boys on the bench. And a big smile as well for Michael Mooney, just missing. Redhawks win the faceoff. Chris Joyaux has his shot blocked and into the skate and tied up by Kenny Gillespie. They'll blow it dead. Speaking of some of the boys smiling, we got to give a big shout out to Chris Weidman, brother of Alex Weidman. Alex not dressed tonight. His brother Chris, his first call up to the National Hockey League. The Ottawa Senators calling up Chris Weidman, did not play today. Redhawks win the faceoff down low. Blake Coleman won the draw. And then here Chris Weidman called up to Ottawa. They were in Boston today. He did not play, but Ottawa in the midst of a long road trip, so good chance that Chris Weidman will make his NHL debut here in the very near future, maybe within the next week or so. Nice job by the Redhawks in their own zone. Anthony Lewis worked the puck out of the zone. He'll come up ice and then try to cut across the middle. Lawson, Murphy will pick it up, wants to wrap it around, and never really got a good control of the puck. And he'll take it wide into the near side, gets hammered into the glass. The puck goes behind the net. Blake Coleman plays it back to the blue line. Joyaux holds it in for Miami. Chris Joyaux trying to wrist it through, has it blocked. 20 seconds to go. Over to the wall. It'll be cleared out to the zone by RPI with 15 to go. And RPI retreating back into their own zone. They'll play it up the wall and throw that one back up ice. And that'll be an icing call with 5.4 seconds to go. A little miscommunication on the pass there by RPI. And Redhawks maybe try to take advantage of one last offensive zone faceoff with 5.4 seconds to go. Talking about Chris Weidman, though, getting his first call up. We're going to hear a little bit from Chris Weidman coming up here at the second intermission, our Richmond Baking Intermission Report. He was interviewed by some of the media just outside the Ottawa locker room in Boston, and get a chance to hear some of that coming up here at the second intermission. So Rob Joyce back at the Pepsi IMG Network studio. We'll get you up to date on college hockey as well as some NFL playoff football, as right off the faceoff, Redhawks do get a shot in, and Jason Kasdorf has to make the save as that puck flipped right at the net. Austin Zarnik taking the draw for Miami to the right of the goaltender. Again, Redhawks win the faceoff. Barber has it in a high slot, but his shot blocked at the horn. And the period comes to an end as the Redhawks, with a 2-goal outburst, head to the locker room after 2, leading it by a score of 3-0. We'll come back and do a quick recap of the second period and get you set up for the second intermission as well. We're through 2 periods here at RPI. Redhawks in front of the Engineers 3-0. Miami IMG Sports Network.
What up, RPI folks? Miami folks listening in. I know you can hear me as I've been told. Love this building. What a great, great place, man. Ooh, man, look at that checker puck. That's dead center. Back here at Troy, where the Redhawks at RPI leading the Engineers by a score of 3-0, a 2-goal outburst, 7 seconds apart. Austin Czarnik finally collects goal number 1, and it was just a matter of when. It wasn't if he was going to score, it was when he was going to score. And here on January 3rd, he does just that. And that, at that point, made it a 2-0 game because Cody Murphy scored in the first period. So Czarnik made it 2-0, and Murphy, not to be outdone, comes right down off the faceoff 7 seconds later with assist from Lewis, and Coleman makes it 3-0, and that's where we stand through 2 periods of play. The shots through 2 periods favor Miami, and I believe I saw it was a 21-16 margin, I believe is what I saw, and actually making 23-18 are the shots. So Miami had 9 in the first and then 14 in the second for a 2-period total of 23. And RPI had 12 in the first and 6 shots on goal in the second period. But it's been all Miami on the scoreboard. They lead it by a 3-0 count. Hang with us, as mentioned. We'll get you into our second intermission report. This would be the Richmond Baking intermission report. As back at the Pepsi IMG Network studio, it is Rob Joyce. He'll have our McCullough Hyde Memorial Hospital scoreboard. And we'll also hear from Ottawa center, former Miami Redhawk, now up in the NHL, Chris Wyman. We'll hear a little bit from him coming up as he chatted with the media today in Boston. That's all coming up here at our second intermission report, the Richmond Baking intermission report through 2. Miami out in front of RPI 3-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. All right, 12:40 mark. Roughly 12 and a half minutes. No, this is you. And you'll do the scoreboard, and then I'll come out and I'll intro and outro the interview. Thank you. Outstanding. Nice job. I'll say that too. Yep, that's good. Hi there. You do. I got a big mouth, don't I? Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to see you up here with us. Oh, that's good. How are you? Good. Having fun? Back here at RPI, it's the second intermission, our Richmond Baking intermission report earlier today. Another of the Brotherhood getting that dream fulfilled as Chris Weidman, the former Red Hawk, has been up in the pro game now for about 4 years. Will get a chance, hopefully very soon, to make his dream of playing in the National Hockey League. He was called up to the Ottawa Senators, and prior to the game, Ottawa playing at Boston today. Some of the local media for the Ottawa Senators caught up with Chris Weidman. And here's that little question and answer session with Chris Weidman, now of the Ottawa Senators. Thank you. Cool, thanks.
Cool. Thank you. Former Red Hawk defenseman Chris Wyman now with the Ottawa Senators. So cool that he got his first chance to get called up, and Ottawa today playing against the Boston Bruins. Did not play today, but again, they're in the midst of a long road trip, so a very good chance that another part of the Brotherhood will see their dream fulfilled, a lifelong dream to get to play in the National Hockey League. Next, Ottawa should say, will play at Tampa tomorrow. They play Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday coming up this week. So sometime in those next 3 games, we could see Chris Wyman make his NHL debut. Congratulations to Chris Wyman and to all of the Wyman family. We are here at intermission number 2, getting ready for the 3rd period. When we return, Miami up over RPI 3-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Great. Thanks, Rob. That was good. Just underway here to start period at number 3. The Red Hawks out in front of RPI by a score of 3-0. Red Hawks will move left to right here in the 3rd period. Puck along the wall on the offensive end for Miami. 5-on-5 hockey. As the Red Hawks with a goal in the 1st period, 2 more in the 2nd. Austin Czarnik had one of those, and he hits one off the post. Just missing goal number 2 as he hit it off the post on a stick side of Jason Kasdorf. That could have been the luck he'd had most of the season. Back up ice now comes Ottawa, and a penalty coming up as one of the Senators, Victor Liljegren, is rammed into the net, and it comes off the pegs. And we'll see who the penalty is going to get called. They're looking over at the RPI skater. I think it's Liljegren that is going to head to the penalty box as well. He's pleading his case. He's not exactly sure. They're going to call interference on the play, and it's that interference call again. You never exactly know which way it's going to roll and get called, and that time benefiting the Red Hawks. So Miami has had 3 power plays so far. All of those came in the 2nd period. Maybe one downside of this trip thus far, getting the power play cranked back up. Red Hawks win the draw. They have 1 power play goal down in Florida, but trying to get things going here again. We'll cycle the puck around. In the high slot, Murphy sends it in, looking for the hat trick, but Kasdorf makes the save. He comes out to meet that shot as Murph in the slot, right above the hash marks, and had a great look on that one. Another great feed by Anthony Lewis. Face off 1. Mike Corrali, he'll tip it into the corner, but then take it back by the Engineers. Larry feed knocked down by Dorbrock, but he knocked it out of the air, but Zach Schrader skates in, sends it back up ice, and the Red Hawks will get back deep in their own zone. Token pressure by RPI as they'll break through. Dorbrock on the head to Corrali, has to throw on the brakes right in the center stripe, and dishes it off right side to Lewis. Coming down the right side, Lewis waiting. Gets pushed wide, feeds it back to Cato, who sends one in. Pad saved by Kasdorf. Deflects down into the corner. Off the wall, Cato has it along the goal line on the right side. Corrali back up top to Lewis. Lewis working the right point, comes off the wall, cuts down the right side across the middle, sends it in through traffic, and off the goalie Kasdorf just trickled wide. That one caught the shoulder, and it just rolled off and went wide, and off the inboards, the puck back in the circle, cleared up ice by the Engineers. 50 seconds to go on the power play. New line out on the man advantage for Miami. Belpedio playing the puck from behind his own net, dropped off. Zarnik with speed comes through center, gives it off on the right side, but Zarnik didn't pass it off quick enough. He went in before the puck did, and the play blown dead with 41 seconds to go. Talking about that press box, and I want to get back to that thought here in just a moment, and the old vantage points that we had here at Houston Field House. I gotta say, I missed that old view. I'm looking rather forward to getting back out on the catwalk, but nonetheless, Redhawks working on a power play. We'll tell you a little bit about that again coming up. Redhawks over the blue line, nice feed on the right side. Barber cuts down low, sends it off the side of the net, picks up his own rebound, tried to fire it over into the corner, but that one taken back by RPI, and then the open lane clears it up ice with 15 to go. Clear it down. Belpedio circles up. Redhawks coming through center. Belpedio to Zarnik, back to Belpedio. Hits it on the left side to Coleman. Coleman dropped it off for Joyo coming down the right side, but tied up. Puck goes behind the Engineers net into the near corner. Power play is over. Miami now 0 for 4 in the power play. Barber tried to center one up, hit the side of the net. And the goalie tried to cover it up, but Coleman knocked it free. It passed back to the blue line. Politis wristing one in. Another pad saved by Kasdorf. Rebound cleared back to center ice. Politis back near his own blue line, sends it across, and that one tipped up ice by Miami on net. No icing. They'll also get a line change as RPI then doing the same thing, sending it up ice. This one tipped near the blue line into the Miami zone. They'll get a line change as Miami comes out of their own zone. No icing. Taylor Richard has it. They'll give it over to Politis. On the left side, Greenberg takes it, feeds it off higher on the left side, but Kevin Morris has that pass broken up and knocks back into the Miami zone. Politis has it, he'll cross center and dump in with Greenberg chasing it down. Overskated it though, coming off the wall and kind of rolled on him. Taken back by RPI. Greenberg, good hustle trying to get in the corner, but that puck just came back at him a little quicker. And the puck cleared up ice. Redhawks have it, looking to clear it out of their zone again. Michael Mooney just missed his second career goal. Has it at center, feeds it over to Richard, crossing center, dumps into the far corner. Back to play it is RPI. Redhawks going with quick line changes here in the early going, leading it 3-0 in the third period. Alex Kasich hustling over, takes the puck away in the left corner in the offensive zone, tried to cycle it down, but taken back by RPI as they'll skate it up ahead. Travis Fulton tied up, couldn't get to the puck as it slides down low. Redhawks playing behind their own net. Trying to come down the left side, Mooney, but getting there first for RPI was Craig Bokenfort. Puck tied up in the corner. Back up top near the blue line and chipped out of the zone by Corrali. RPI has to wait to get onside, but trapped way deep with Craig Bokenfort. The pass where the puck brought in offsides. The play blown dead with 15:27 to go. So the press box here again. The press box kind of renovated a little bit, but in the old days, going all the way back to last year, that's not really too old, is it? You had to go across a catwalk. That to get to the catwalk, you had to go into a door that stands, and I kid you not, about 3 feet tall. You had to duck into this door, then climb up a ladder to this catwalk, and the catwalk was probably no more than about 4.5 to 5 feet tall, all the way across the stands to right under the ice. Redhawks moving a puck up ice, and Lewis had Coleman at the doorstep, and that pass just went by Coleman. He's doing a nice job of holding it in. Lewis has it again. He'll move down low, send it in off the goalie Kasdorf, and out of play it goes. The play blown dead with 15:01. So you're walking across this catwalk, kind of hunched over. And for me, carrying radio gear in the old days. Again, the last time, we've only been here one other time for myself. That was about back in 2007, but kind of fun to walk across there. And the vantage point you had was unlike any other that I've ever had in any level of hockey. It was outstanding. There's a little affinity for this place. Very cool building, to say the very least. Puck brought out to center ice. 14:45 to go. Now the vantage point back at the back of the top of the stands and right at the girders as well at the top of this building. A great, great old building. RPI working offensively now and centering feed. Nice pass sent out front by Schrader, but broken up by Miami. Goes over to the far wall and then pushed back up ice. The Redhawks are going to get called for icing. We'll take a timeout. Redhawks lead it 3-0 at RPI on the Miami IMG Sports Network.
Drop a puck on this. Play underway as we come back to action. 13:30 to go here in the third period. 3-0 Redhawks lead. Shot from along the wall left side. Broken up in front of Kasdorf by RPI. And Engineers have it behind their own net. They'll start it back up the left side. And cutting across the blue line is Melanson. Nice move as he'll get down the right side and try to center it up. But nice job by the Redhawks defense to break that one up. Took the puck into the corner, carried behind the net to the left corner. Again, centered up the high slot. That shot in. Williams makes the save, and the second shot goes wide by Parker Reno after Bokenfour got the initial shot off. A save there by Jay Williams. That keeps it alive. Another shot from the center point this time, right at the blue line. Whistles wide by Bradley Bell. The Redhawks are going to be called for icing as they turn around and knock that puck off ice as RPI putting some pressure on now. Redhawks out in front by a 3-0 count. We'll board a plane tomorrow morning over in Albany, part of the Capital District here, just outside of Troy, New York. I guess we should say Troy is outside of Albany, whichever way you want to look at it. I'm in upstate New York. A little bit of snow this afternoon and a little sketchy weather. Hopefully we'll hit that plane and get back home tomorrow. Nice feed up ice. Corrali takes it, trying to get it under control, but lost the action, went right into the net as he went and he scores himself. Not the puck though, as he went hard face first right into the net, and that took the net all the way to the end boards. Nice move on a great pass up ahead. Corrali, he was pirouetting all over the place, trying to get that puck in control. Holy smokes, watching the replay on that one, he went flying right into the net as he went down headlong, managed to kind of get back up in a crouch as he hit the back of the cage and took it all the way to the back wall. Scoring your body doesn't count in hockey, so we'll bring the faceoff out of the zone, 3-0. We got a two-play play. Redhawks back deep in their own zone and feed up ahead. Lewis gets the stretch pass now at the blue line. This time he'll wait though. He's got some pressure by Bradley and the pass rejected. Redhawks keep it alive over to the left side. Joyaux, a big swing and shot. Save made by Kasdorf on that big slapper. Off the rebound, carried out by LaLiberte. They'll bring it up ahead as Bradley brings it in over the blue line, but Redhawks play it right back out, and that pass hit knocked away by Prapavesis. You had two Redhawks that could have broke in, Coleman and Murphy. Prapavesis made a play on it. Redhawks get a line change, and it'll be Prapavesis sending it across ice. Right side to Jake Wood, who plays the Miami blue line. Along the wall, Lemerand gets it back, sends it deep to Zarnik, and Zarnik will skate out with it. He'll hit the center circle. Austin Zarnik cuts to his left. With the puck, Zarnik, he'll go behind the net. He'll play it back up. Taylor Richard coming down the right side, but Barber takes it away first. Barber comes up, gives it over to Zarnik. Zarnik cuts it across the middle. Over to the left, out front, and getting to Barber. Gets a shot in, and getting the left leg out to make the save, Kasdorf. Quick transition, as that one will be sent up ice. No icing. I think Jay Williams thought it was, but play continues onward.
Zarnik and Barber again. Boy, they work so well together. They know where each other is all the time, even with traffic. Barber was still able to get a piece of that one to get a shot in on net. Redhawks out shooting RPI 29-19. As the puck comes sliding back into the Miami zone. Redhawks back to play it. Greenberg chasing it down in the corner. With a stick on the ice, Kevin Morris swats the puck out of the zone. Hit that stick that was on the ice as well. Puck in neutral ice, taken back by RPI. They'll come over the blue line, onside. And pass tipped around, back to the blue line, coming down Bell, the defenseman. He'll go way down into the corner, carrying the puck, leaves it behind the net. And then Cato wipes out his man behind the cage as Kenny Gillespie had it, got knocked off the play, and now Cato will take it away behind the net. He'll feed it up the wall, and the Redhawks trying to get it out, but a quick pass. Kevin Morris didn't see it coming and passed it right back behind the Miami net. Another stick goes flying. This time it's Matthew Cato losing his stick as he still goes over the play. Now he's searching for his stick. He finds it. Puck never comes out of the zone. It's under 10 minutes to go, but off the wall, it's Mooney coming out of the pile with the puck. Circles his own net. He goes over to the far side, plays it off the wall, tied in center. Knocked off the wall, picked up by Corrali. Coming down the right side, Corrali. He'll go behind the RPI net. He'll circle up. Corrali still with the puck. Doing a little circle, throws on the brakes, sends it back over left side. Going handcuffing Politis. Couldn't get the shot off, and the puck knocked back to center as Corrali will get back to play it. Corrali almost looking like a speed skater out there, going in circles, using his hand to help brace himself. Feeds it back to the right point. Politis has it. Politis going down the right side, gets a shot off. That went high off the shoulder on the right side of Kasdorf, and the puck cleared away out in front. There's another stick broken out in front. Kasdorf reaches over with his stick to knock it away. Puck is in the corner. Not sure who, it's one of the RPI players, Travis Fulton, without a stick right now, as the puck's still along the end wall. Engineers reverse it over to the near side wall and pushed up by Prapavessis, but not out. Joyo holds it in, throws it back deep again, still without a stick is Fulton. The Redhawks keep it alive in the slot. Coming down the middle was Lewis, but couldn't quite get it under control to get the shot. Sent it behind the net, picked up by Coleman. Coleman now circles the net. Blake Coleman has it. He'll come over to the top of the circle, send one in, and went off the stick side blocker of Kasdorf. Over to the far side, and a penalty now coming up as one of the Redhawks hit hard into the wall and slow to get up. I think it's Ben Politis, but he does get up on his knees and now to his feet. And a penalty coming up against RPI. Keep it right here with no immediate timeout. We'll wait till an icing call as heading to the penalty box will be Miloš Bubela out of Slovakia. Miloš Bubela, 4 goals on the season for Seth Appert's Engineers, but he'll sit for 2, and I think right now they may be discussing whether or not it's going to be 2 or 5. Had a dangerous play right along the wall, and they don't take any chances on those, if indeed it is deemed that way, but they're only going to make it a 2-minute penalty. But another power play coming up for Miami. This will be power play number 5 on the night. 4 opportunities so far have gone scoreless, Miami has. So Bubela in the penalty box. Coleman, Zarnik, Barber, Belpedio, and Joyo out on the power play. A little bit more of a normal forward line with a 3-0 lead. Don't want to take too many chances. And this is why, because the puck taken by RPI out of their own zone. 2 defensemen back. That shot in on Williams. He had to make a short-handed save on that one. Long rebound carried down to center and knocked right back in. That short-handed shot hit Jay Williams, and Redhawks able to keep it out though and clear it out to center. Barber skating up ahead now. On the right side over the blue line. Into the corner. Barber then gets it right out front, and Belpedio down. Makes a quick shot in, but Kasdorf makes the save as Belpedio cut unimpeded right down the middle and had a great look at it. And Jason Kasdorf with a big save there as the Redhawks with their 32nd shot on goal. That one coming on the power play with 1:27 to go. New legs out for Miami. Corrali, Lewis Murphy up front. Cato and Scott Dornbrock back for Miami as the faceoff won by RPI and cleared back up ice. So it'll be Dornbrock from behind his own net, gives it right side to Cato, then back to Dornbrock, who goes over to the left side now. Cody Murphy trying to catch up to it as it comes in over the zone. On the blue line, behind the net, Lewis trying to make a play behind the net, but gets tied up, and the loose puck gathered up, cleared all the way down by RPI. 55 seconds to go on the power play as Dornbrock again behind his own net. Up the right side, Cato. Cross-ice feed off the wall. Corrali had to wait to get that one under control. Didn't come off clean, so he'll send it back over to the right side to Lewis. Lewis has it poked off his stick, but Cato then plays it down the wall. Another pass right out front. Murphy going for the hat trick. Had another save made by Kasdorf. Another slot shot, and Kasdorf makes the save. Long ranger by Dornbrock save. Murphy trying to get a shot up again in the slot. He's blocked. Puck comes back to Cato. Over to Lewis along the wall right side. Lewis tied up along the boards, and the puck cleared out. Picked up out of center ice by Bourbonnais. Bourbonnais coming down, sends it in. Save made by Williams on that short-handed effort. A quick transition. Up comes the Redhawks as it'll be Cody Murphy to the blue line. Over the blue line, still with the puck. He'll hold up, but dish it off as he was right at the end of his shift. That pass intercepted as the power play now over. And the Redhawks 0 for 5 on the power play, but leading it 3-0 with 6:15 to go. RPI now on the offensive end. Along the blue line on the right side, Parker Reno will play that one down into the corner. Tied up on the end wall. Riley Barber skates it into the right corner. Tied up on the boards. Belpedio rather in there for Miami as well. Belpedio skates away with it, pushes it up to Blake Coleman, who tries to take a jab at it. That one rejected, comes right back to him, still at the half wall, then taken back by RPI, but Coleman a nice job of tying the man up, and the puck stolen away as Belpedio got tripped up. Play continues onward, a centering feed, but no one home for RPI as Barber takes it away. He'll clear it out to center. Zarnik has it, cutting down the right side. Back to Coleman. Coleman lost the handle of the puck, but Zarnik picked it up behind the net, centered it out front to Barber, but that one tipped off his stick. He never got a clean shot off. Transition, up comes Travis Fulton now for RPI, and a penalty now coming up on the Redhawks, and I hate this call. It's going to be slashing against Schmidt for hitting the stick, but it'll be a penalty against the Redhawks. We'll get the call when we return. Redhawks up 3-0 on the Miami IMG Sports Network. I hate that call. Yeah, to 11. Yeah, he's got a point streak tonight. Yeah. Oh, 8 games now, yeah. Power play going for RPI as we return to action with 4.5 to go in third period. At the blue line, nice job of the Redhawks to stuff that one up. Zarnik trying to catch up short-handed to the puck, but gets tied up coming back up ice as RPI gets back to make a play on the puck. Getting away with it is Jake Wood. He'll skate it out of his own zone. 55 to go in the power play. Nice job by Zarnik tying up Wood at the blue line, and Wood then hits Zarnik up high as the puck sent back up ice by Miami, touched up by RPI, and we're going to see a penalty for roughing against Jake Wood as he got tied up going to the blue line, and it did the retaliation, and he hit Austin Zarnik up high, and the referee saw it on the retaliation, and that'll end the power play, and we'll skate 4-on-4 for 44 seconds. I think the Redhawks trying to say that he kind of took a little swing at Austin Zarnik and trying to get the referee's attention, but as it is, they are going to get the penalty for 2 minutes as heading off will be Jake Wood, and we'll skate 4-on-4 now, and just 4 minutes remaining in regulation, 3-0. Redhawks in the lead. Blake Coleman along the wall right side, back to the point, centered up, but sent back to the point. And then coming up, Anthony Lewis got tripped up. Going to come back up to make a play on the puck. No call as RPI rushes the puck up ahead to the blue line, but that puck not able to be held in. As the puck goes behind the Miami net, Redhawks have it with 10 seconds to go, and then an abbreviated power play for Miami. It's a little over a minute of power play time for Miami. RPI though with the puck at neutral ice. Brabavesta sent a wrister in. Nice save again by Jay Williams. Kicks it aside, and a rebound picked up by the Redhawks as they're now on a power play. They're 6th of the game. Schmidt working on the right side with Corrali, a big blast, and kicked away by Kasdorf. Long rebound taken by the Redhawks. Keeping it alive, Dornbrock goes behind the net, centers it right out front. Schmidt working in the slot. As he's tied up though, can't get a clean shot off. Puck comes over to the wall on the right side. Corrali along the wall, Murphy there as well, but puck stripped away and skated out. Sent up ahead as coming down, trying to split the defense was Schrader, but can't get the shot off as Redhawks knock it back off ice and then take it back by RPI, killing some time on the power play, but blocked their enemy as well. Redhawks lead it 3-0 with just over 2.5 to go. They'll clear the puck up ice to RPI, and Redhawks power play down to 25 seconds remaining. Out of his own zone, coming up ahead is Corrali over to the blue line. Cuts across to the right. Corrali waits, sends it in, and that was blocked right out front. Lemerand picked it up behind the net. As Lemerand and now Murphy trying to make a play on the puck. Lemerand gets it back along the wall on the right side, but cleared back out by RPI, and then Miami plays it right back in. And the power play just about to expire. We're back to full strength hockey action now, as the puck sent up by RPI, no icing. 2 minutes even to go. Redhawks leading it 3-0. They'll skate out of their own zone. Chris Joyaux up the wall on the right side. Greenberg and Morris were there along the wall, but that pass taken away by the Engineers. Coming down the left side, trying to rush the net was Bourbonnais, but he was tied up. The puck slides off his stick, and Jay Williams is there to make the save. They will finally be back home tomorrow. All brief stay this after 10 days in Florida and New York. We'll go home, and then Wednesday we'll head back. Or actually Thursday we'll head back on the road to Minnesota, but a chance to say hey to the family when we stop by on a brief respite. Including my kids, Zach and Madeline. Very happy to see them come tomorrow evening when we finally make it home. They're listening in here tonight. All you listening in. Different various places you can pick up the game here tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. It's been a good one tonight, 3-0. Redhawks leading, but RPI trying to make a bid here late. Kenny Gillespie, freshman for the Engineers, behind the net. Working the puck back up the wall on the right side. Just over a minute to go. Brabavesta spinning away down the right side. Comes down low, sends a shot again over the cage. And pretty impressed with this kid all weekend, Michael Brabavesta. He's made some pretty physical plays and some pretty good plays as well, as we're under a minute to go now. And the Redhawks have the puck back into their zone, cleared off the glass, and that was deflected back out to center, trying to hold it in, but not able to do so. Jared Wilson, RPI dumps it in. Redhawks dump it right back out. That would tip near the blue line, so no icing. As out of net is Kasdorf. He'll wrist it around the wall. RPI trying to make a rush with 35 seconds to go, but at center, Belpedio gets it, throws it right back towards the net. Kasdorf deflects that one into the corner. And Lewis coming down the right side on the clearing feed, keeps it alive. The puck down low. Coleman spins and sends a shot towards the net. That one went wide. 20 to go. Redhawks up 3-0. RPI taking the puck back, working it up the wall. Jared Wilson, but taken right back by Miami. Cato along the center stripe, rolls it right back down with 10 to go. The puck down deep in the offensive end for Miami. 5 seconds to go here. Had the puck tied up on the end wall, and the clock hits 0. And back-to-back shutouts for Jay Williams. His 4th of the year, 6th of his career, as the Redhawks blank RPI by a final score of 3-0 and pick up 3 wins out of the 4 games. And if not for really a controversial call in the game against Notre Dame, the Redhawks could have been talking about a perfect road trip. But as it is, they'll take 3 wins in 4 games as they defeat RPI here tonight. After a 3-2 win last night, they win it by a final score of 3-0.
Stay with us. We'll come back and get you into the Miami fourth period, brought to you by Vivid Seats. We'll do that when we return. A Red Hawk win here tonight over RPI, 3-0 your final on the Miami IMG Sports Network. Okay, this is the third. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. No, you're cool. Okay. Winning night for the Red Hawks, 3-0 your final score as we get you now into the Miami fourth period, brought to you by Vivid Seats. We'll come back here in just a matter of moments and chat with Director of Hockey Operations Tommy Hill as the Red Hawks outshoot RPI 36-22, and they win it by a final score of 3-0. Miami fourth period brought to you by Vivid Seats. That's coming up next as we'll go behind the glass, connected by Frontier Communication for all the best in high-speed internet, Dish Network TV, and digital home phone service. Call 888-540-7999. Behind the glass, connected by Frontier Communication with Tommy Hill. Coming up next on the Miami IMG Sports Network. All right. Okay, oh, that's fine. That's fine. What do you want to do for play of the game? Do Zarnik, yeah, let's do Zarnik's goal. And we are back here at RPI, Troy, New York, upstate New York, where the Red Hawks tonight shut out the Engineers of RPI by a final score of 3-0 as we go behind the glass and chat with Director of Hockey Operations Tommy Hill back.